My name is Max Stringer. I am a lightweight kickboxer, and I am going to be the best UFC fighter of all time. But for now, though, I'm stuck here with my car, my bike, and this garage which I have home. This is only the beginning of my journey, as tonight I prepare for my very first MMA match. And while it may not be a professional match, it is my first, and it means a lot to me. So I decide to head to the only place which I know that offers a free gym. As you guys can tell, I'm struggling with money. I live in a garage. So I go ahead and hit up the public gym at my local beach. And while the drive is long on a bike, it is all worth it not spending that gas. And I go ahead and get my workout in, starting with some curls, as then I move on to work some of my quads with some squats, and then finishing off with some more cardio. And after a big long workout, the sun is going down. I'm looking to enjoy the sunset, as well as I'm here at the beach. Let's enjoy the sand. Let's enjoy the water, as I have still a couple of minutes before I have to leave and head to my match. I'm sweaty after my workouts, and it's a struggle out here. I don't really have a shower, so I decide to hit up the sea in order to just relax a little bit and also clean up just before my first MMA match. But now we are zooming down, as the drive would normally be about 5 to 10 minutes, but on bike it could go up to almost half an hour. So I am zooming down my city, and luckily I'm able to make it in time. I'm going to be participating in the backyard brawls, and it's a bit of a sketchy area, but we have arrived as we now head into my very first MMA match. How will it go? Welcome to the backyard brawls, where we have a phenomenal match to open up tonight. We have the debut of a certain man by the name of Mike Stringer. I'm not sure. I haven't heard too much about this kid. It's his debut not only here, but just in MMA. And apparently he's been a lot of talk about him becoming the greatest UFC fighter of all time. Well, he has a long way to go, especially if he's here in the backyard brawls. But nevertheless, we are known for going viral. So maybe he is just looking for an opportunity at going viral, as his opponent, a local legend to say, Castañeda, gets dropped quickly. Hold on. This Stringer may have a little bit more to offer than what I thought. Maybe I am underestimating him, as he has started off hot. However, the local legend is looking to get yet another victory. This man is 17-1. And the first loss that he took was in his first match, and since then, he has been on fire. We have 1 round and 4 minutes left. Is this gonna go to decision or not? As at the moment, the local legend is looking hot with a big kick. Stringer, a big hit to his face, taking a lot of damage right there, trying to get some punches in, a couple jabs. However, the local legend may be too much for him. This may be too much for his debut, as Stringer is starting to panic. Only someone like me, maybe not. Maybe he is not panicking, as the local legend has just been dropped. He stands back up, but Stringer may have just found a bit of confidence, a second wave, as he is just tearing down the local legend. The local legend trying to find back. fight back, excuse me, but knocked down for a third time now. And Stringer now on the defense. He's looking for the finish, a big kick onto the body, and just like that, we have a knockout. The local legend with his second loss, and Stringer on his debut with the victory. And what a match that was, man. I was so excited that I rode my bike to the club. I had a little bit of dancing, a little bit of, fun time. And probably my biggest mistake, which I thought at the moment was just celebrating my victory. But maybe it wasn't. I ordered a hard shot of chocolate milk, of fun juice, and well, almost instantly, being this young, I knocked out. I ended up waking up by a dumpster to a call from a guy named Martin. I hung up not knowing who he was, where I was. It took me a while. As I looked around, I realized I was outside of the club. And then that name started sounding familiar. I tried looking at my texts, my emails, trying to see if maybe this Martin had left a message. Maybe it was too late, as this man was in my contacts, and he was a UFC agent. And well, he returned my call, but since I hung up the first time, it was a tight gap to what he had, offered me. He had seen a viral video of my KO in my first match, and now I was trying to chase this big opportunity, but nevertheless, I got it. As now I had a new coach. We were here in the UFC Performance Center. An amazing opportunity to train, to prepare for the UFC after only one match, but a giant KO. And I began with a little warm-up. As you guys know, the most I had done at this point was just lifting some weights, a couple squats, and some cardio at the beach, a public gym, but nothing with gloves or a punching bag. The only thing I was punching was my opponent. And besides that, I hadn't got much practice, so it was nice getting a feel of the punching bag. But after that, I was straight into the heat, as I was going into a little 5-minute sparring session and looking to make it out of here first and foremost alive. And well, lucky for me, I did, as we finished off the match on the ground, and then the clock finally hits 0. We both did a lot of damage to each other, but I would only have a 10-minute break before I would have to hop in yet another sparring session. My stamina was low. I had a lot of fatigue, but one thing was pushing me, and that was the fact that I was here at a UFC training center, and I had the legendary Davis, who ran Davis MMA, as my new coach. So I pushed through my second sparring match of the day. As the clock was getting lower, we had about 1 minute remaining, but something inside me said, no, I can't just wait for that minute to be over. This is my one and only opportunity to prove that I belong in the UFC. So I started looking for what I got in my first match, and that was a knockout, as one big kick did the job. But after seeing that, my coach Davis decided, you can handle a third sparring session. This would now go down to almost 15 minutes of nothing but sparring, with about 5-minute breaks in between each sparring session. How would this third and final, hopefully final, sparring session go? As I was tired, I was fatigued more than ever, and I was starting to feel some blisters and bruises around my body. And while I thought I wouldn't make it, the clock was ticking. I had been able to make my sparring partner bleed, which you don't see too often in sparring. The clock hit 0. I was feeling good, but just before I left, my new coach announced that I had received a Dana White Contender Series contract for 1 match and an opportunity to join the UFC.